And this video will show us how to take two terms and simplify it to one term using the conjugate. So notice on the bottom here, we have 1 plus cosine x and the other one we have 1 minus cosine x. If you multiply those two together, you should get 1 minus cosine squared of x. And the nice thing about that is we now have a common denominator. So this side, we're basically going to multiply by 1 plus cosine of x. Because that way the middle terms drop out. So this is the difference of squares. And then you have a squared back term. And we're going to do the conjugate over here as 1 minus cosine squared. So a lot of times we use a conjugate when you just see one of them, we add the other one. This one has both of them shown. So I say conjugate because that's what we're familiar with. If you do it to the bottom, you have to do it to the top. And we do the same thing over here. Okay. Now, notice the bottom is 1 common denominator. So the top, 1 times this is simply 1 minus cosine of x. And then we had plus, and then 1 distributed is simply 1 plus cosine x over here. The nice thing about a lot of these problems is as you go through this, you'll notice things like this will start to cancel out, where the negative cosine and positive cosine drop out, and you're simply left with 2 on top, and then 1 minus cosine squared x in the bottom. Now again, notice we're not done yet. So again, I'm going to pull out my Pythagorean identities, and let me pull those up here, and go back to this. So what we have here is 1 minus cosine squared. I'm going to get that from this one right here. And simply all I do is move the cosine to the other side, and we should have sine squared on the bottom. So basically, I'm going to substitute this out, 2's on top, and replace that with sine squared of x. Okay. And again, I'm not done yet. I want to do one last thing, and I want to change it to 2 cosecant squared x. Get it all up in the numerator. Okay. So that's my final expression. Let's get the full page view here. Whoops. To show all of that. Okay. Well, let's do it one more time here. So there's full page view. So again, I multiply by the conjugate here. Notice the cosines cancel out. Then I use substitution on the bottom and change it to sine squared and then put it up in the numerator. So even though we start with conjugate, you're still going to have to apply other things we've learned from the other videos or other tricks of the trade to simplify all the way through.